So there are hundreds of bosses in Elden Ring, and out of those, there's 15 Remembrance bosses. These bosses are usually the coolest ones to fight in the game and have the most memorable fights. But out of these 15 bosses, there's one that falls behind all the other ones. That's right, I'm talking about the Regal Ancestor. So I personally like this boss. I feel like it's cool and could be the best boss in the game, but there's just so much wrong with it. So I'm just gonna make a video just yapping about it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. If you want to watch it, which I think you should. Yeah. Anyway, I'll talk about the positives of this boss. So the main thing that this boss has going for it is the atmosphere that it creates for when fighting it. So you find this dead body of a giant deer thing, and you're like, whoa, this is cool. You light these fires, and then it starts to glow, and then you can interact with it. Which I will say, that's also a really dumb way to activate a boss fight. Running around and like lighting fires, I don't know, I just find that to be really dumb and boring. Anyway, after interacting with the dead horse deer thing, you get teleported into this cave, you walk through the mist, and then this is where everything's super cool. This is the best part of the boss fight. You enter the area, it's all gloomy, there's a slight glow to everything, and you see this giant deer like just in the middle. It looks so cool. This part is what like I love about this fight. The music's so cool, and then there's these animals throughout the arena that just make everything so much cooler. And yeah, that's the positives for this boss. That's all it has going for it. Now, let me explain all these negatives. Alright, so one negative is that it's super easy. All of its attacks are pretty easy to dodge except for its roll attack, but it doesn't even do it all the time. It didn't even do this in this fight I'm doing right now. Every time you go up to him, it feels like he just runs away and you have to go chase him down. He repeats this multiple times and just spews out this dumb, like, fire that comes out that you can just walk away from and just step out of its range and you're just fine. It's really bad. I hate this fight. And then you finally get to hit him a little bit, and then he teleports across the arena, and then you have to go chase him down because how massive the arena is. You have to spend all your stamina getting to him, and then you attack him again, and he runs away again. Now, after getting into his second phase, you might be like, oh, maybe this is where it redeems itself. Maybe the second phase is a really cool fight and you have so much fun with. No, not at all. You don't even notice it's a second phase. He doesn't do anything different. There's no physical change. There's no cutscene or anything. It just starts to heal. That's the second phase. It can heal. How? That's so dumb. Any boss that like requires on healing to actually make it a fight is just so dumb. It just extends the fight without making it harder or any different. Also, I'm just now reading that it technically has 3 phases depending on what animal it emerges from after teleporting. Which I didn't even know that's what it was doing. I thought it was just teleporting across the arena. No, apparently it's like emerging from a different animal and gets a different attack based on which animal it comes from. Which, this made me even more upset because this is such a cool concept. But guess what? You don't even notice it's going on. It just feels like a move set that he has. I didn't even notice it in my multiple times fighting him. I thought he was just teleporting across the arena. I didn't know he was actually like doing something cool. And so yeah, you keep fighting it while it spews out this dumb fire stuff that you can just, again, walk away from. There's one attack that I do like from him, and this is a little like hopping attack that looks like a bunny rabbit or whatever. I just like it because he looks funny and it makes me happy, and that's really it. And then it runs away, it teleports, it heals, you beat him up. I just hate how extended this fight is for no reason, and there's nothing like interesting about it. It gets extended for so long that you just don't care about the atmosphere anymore and you just want the fight to get over with. And to make everything even worse, this is the second time you fight this boss. You've already fought one of these deers previously before you get into Nocturne. That fight's so much better because you get all the atmosphere and stuff without the stupid heals and the dumb moveset that it has. It's just there's no point in doing this because you've already experienced the cool part about it, except this time the boss is stupider somehow. It makes this whole fight feel like a waste. So yeah, after finishing this boring fight, you get a remembrance, which I was shocked to get. It does not feel like a remembrance boss. Like I said, there's no cutscene, there's nothing that really cool happens after this. And you've already fought one of these before, so why is there a remembrance boss? I don't get that. But okay, so maybe you unlock a cooler area after this fight. Nope, there's nothing after this. You can just skip over this fight and miss nothing else about the game. Why? Okay, so the last thing that can redeem this boss is its remembrance items. Let's see what they are. A talisman that gives you FP on kill, which I will admit isn't bad, especially if you're doing a magic build. But the weapon you get from this is just awful. At first, it looks cool. It's like, whoa, this is a cool axe. It's like an antler axe, blah, blah, blah. It's epic. And then you go to use the Ash of War, and everything's ruined. The Ash of War, just there's a slight debuff to enemies in the area that's super tiny. They take 15% extra damage. It's so difficult to actually hit this. It's also just such a boring weapon besides that. Like, there's no point in doing this boss fight, which makes me so mad because it's such a cool boss, but there's no redeeming factor to it. There's nothing that makes it interesting. And it's a remembrance boss. Like, it should be so much better than this. Anyway, that was my little yap sesh. It, I don't know.